So the crypto markets are crashing down quite significantly right now. We were anticipating these deviations based off of specific ranges that, Bitcoin was currently sitting at, also Ethereum as well. A lot of, upward price action we've been seeing in the past few months. And right now we're starting to see that correction. And there is a lot of talks about more deviations around Bitcoin and around Ethereum. Right now, everything is not looking too hot. Everyone is wondering what they should be doing. Everyone is selling their altcoins, which is one of the worst decisions that you can be doing right now. But today I want to walk you through the price action, what's currently taking place, also some key news events that are happening this week, which are more than likely going to also have an effect on the market, and everything you need to be aware of. Right now, guys, is pretty much like the calm before the storm. Everyone has been calling for altcoin season, talking about how Ethereum is about to explode, Bitcoin's about to explode, but everyone also hasn't been anticipating the corrections, especially with the upward momentum that we've been seeing. And on this channel, I've been keeping you updated with all that information. If you guys are new to the channel, check out the rest of the content. Keep you updated on the day-to-day events, price action around Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of. In yesterday's video, guys, we saw the deviations that started to take place, and we talked about how more deviations were going to be happening. And behold, more deviations took place, and that's why I'm not too surprised. I've been, shorting the markets, making some decent money with my trading account, and on top of that, been keeping everyone aware with what's going on. But with all that being said, let's go and jump straight into the charts, the news events, and what you should be anticipating if you have altcoins. So, guys, like I said, massive deviations in the market today. Bitcoin sitting at around 114,000, almost 115,000. Really, really crazy. Ethereum sitting at 4,100, about to fall below 4,000, guys. Altcoins are feeling the pain right now following the price action with Ethereum, and Bitcoin dominance has been seeing a correction. And this kind of aligns with what I've been talking about, guys. In all of my videos, if you're not new to the channel, I talked about how Bitcoin dominance more than likely was going to be seeing a correction moving into September. And then from there, we're going to be seeing the last drop off moving into the end of the year. And this is kind of what is currently taking place. US markets are not looking too good. And there's been a lot of predictions around the price action with Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is something that we covered yesterday, guys, with Killa XBT, talking about specific ranges, guys, CME gaps, and overall what you should have been looking at. And this is where we are seeing the breakdown happen and potentially even more deviations based off of the monthly low and currently where we were headed. But we fell to that specific zone, and based off of exactly the fast deviations that we've been seeing, there is speculation that we're going to be seeing much more for not only Bitcoin but also Ethereum as well. So jumping into it, this is another post that we talked about yesterday about the CME gap and how it has not been filled. And this is something that, more than likely is going to be touched, and that is currently where we're headed right now, currently sitting just above 40.50. Right now, everyone is, wondering what is going to be happening. People are saying, why is Bitcoin dumping? And XBT has a great post right here saying, I don't know, maybe try zooming out a bit. And this is where everyone gets so caught up in the daily time frame. You need to be able to switch up, guys, and be able to look at the weekly or even the monthly time frame. And from here, you can start to see that, yes, we have been seeing specific imbalances, zones, CME gaps, and more than likely these deviations were anticipated. But are they going to keep happening? This is where, everyone's putting in their specific calls, what they think we're going to be hitting. A lot of people believe we're going to be hitting below 100,000. And right now, as the predictions are getting thrown out, a lot of these things are aligning. We can see Dr. Profit talked about this yesterday as well, and he honestly has a very semi-bearish scenario for Bitcoin, and then from there, of course, altcoin season is going to happen. But he says the dump right now is nothing compared to what's coming in September. Again, I see targets below 100,000 in September and a new all-time high after this massive correction, which is usually what takes place, guys. We usually see massive corrections, and then from there, we see massive pumps in the market, and this is what it's all about. He goes on to talk about exactly for the first time since April this year, Bitcoin is losing its EMA 50 daily, and it's breaking down like butter. This line he considers as a golden line, always played a key role in his predictions. This time, it's not even considered as support. He says now you understand exactly why, and we're pretty much just breaking right below it, and this is pretty much just showing that downward momentum that a lot of people are anticipating. He goes on to keep on saying exactly his predictions around this. He says first target, lower targets can follow. It's too early to tell if this is the first and last target, but more than confident that this target will be hit. And as you can see, guys, that is at 92,000 region based off of exactly previous lows, where we closed out before, and exactly the pumps that we've been seeing in the market. So this is where, guys, a lot of people are anticipating more deviations, and this is why I try to give you the perspective of not only whenever everyone's bullish, but also when everyone is giving a, bearish perspective, and it's also due to actual real technical analysis, not just because some wumbo jumbo decided to say it. And I know everyone's calling for altcoin season. Some people are telling you need to be buying altcoins right now, or you're pretty much going to miss out, which at the end of the day, you should be dollar cost averaging. Crypto Mitch now makes a great post right here. He says, these dips are the ideal opportunity to accumulate your altcoins before we're going to lift off into the last part of this year. And he goes on to talk about exactly Link and how it was an opportunity of a lifetime at $6. And he says the altcoins during this period is the second opportunity of a lifetime. And there's multiple assets like this, guys. We'll jump into it with my crypto portfolio and a few of the assets that pump significantly and a few of them that are down right now. But Benjamin Cohen talks more a little bit into exactly the price action around Bitcoin, what we're currently seeing, and what he's anticipating with Bitcoin dominance. And he aligns with kind of what I was saying with how I was planning to see a correction for Bitcoin dominance moving into the end of the year. One last final run for Bitcoin dominance, squeezing out a lot of liquidity from there, returning everything into Ethereum and altcoins. But it goes on to say, he made a full video talking about Bitcoin dominance, but he says the TLDW of this is he expects Bitcoin dominance to reverse the downtrend by September and start heading back up. And if that's the case, guys, you're going to be seeing a lot of assets get squeezed in the market. And he goes on to talk about Bitcoin. He says will likely go to its bull support band in September, and this is where it aligns with that specific region, guys, hitting below 100,000. So this is where a lot of people, whenever you start to see the consensus in the market with a lot of big traders and analysts that have been here for a long time, you can start to get the right perspective of what's going to be happening. And on this channel, that's why I do this. I get multiple perspectives, I analyze it, I fact check it, and then I put it all into a video so that you can understand it and go do your own research as well. On top of that, guys, with all these, predictions around the deviations and moving into September with rate cuts, we have some important events that are going to be happening this week. And this is something I also keep you updated about, because more than likely, guys, moving into tomorrow, which is whenever we're going to start seeing the Fed meeting minutes come out. And then from there, Thursday, which we're going to have the PMI data from the S&P manufacturing and the S&P composite. And then July existing home sales data, and then Fed Chair Powell speaks on Friday. So this is going to be having a huge effect on the market. And this is another thing people don't keep up with. They keep up with the price action, what their analysts and traders are saying, but also not the global economic events. So this is also super important, guys. We're seeing a lot of reports around specific companies, deviations, expectations, and reports around specific industries and sectors, and deals that are going into play. So as this keeps on coming into an effect that has an effect on the market, I will be sure to let you know. But crypto markets right now, guys, are seeing massive deviations. We know that this is taking place because of the upward momentum that we've been seeing, and now also the downward momentum and the speed at which we're seeing it, and overall exactly the corrections that a lot of people have been anticipating, especially with the upward momentum that we have been seeing, moving out of August, moving it from July, August, and then moving now into September with these deviations anticipated. But with my crypto portfolio, guys, you can see that a few of these assets are, quite down significantly. Context had a crazy run about like 2 or 3 days ago. If you invested into the asset, you could have saw practically about a, 1 to 2x on your investment. And then from there, you could have pulled out. It pretty much deviated about 50%, and more than likely you can see a return like that again. I honestly think a lot of these coins are going to be seeing more deviations, which is why I think right now is not the best time to be buying altcoins. You should honestly wait until the end of the week to see exactly how everything is going to be anticipated, especially with all the expectations of more deviations. Anyone that is buying altcoins right now, or at least throwing all their bag at the market, of course it's good to dollar cost average. But right now, I'm not even dollar cost averaging. I'm holding my bag and waiting to see more deviations based off of all the red and everyone capitulating their bags. And this is why keeping up with the day-to-day, the news events, and everything that's going on is super important so that you can know what to do. And on this channel, that's what we do that. So Overall, guys, that is currently what is taking place. We're seeing massive deviations. We have key news events that are happening this week. We have massive predictions about more deviations. Bitcoin falling potentially below 100,000. Ethereum falling below 4,000, which we're already almost there. And then from there, moving into exactly altcoin season and when everything is going to take place. This is really important to start keeping up with all of this stuff, because if you're not locked in, you're not keeping up with all of these, day-to-day events and the price action, you are buying altcoins at the worst time, you're selling your altcoins at the worst time, and that's currently what we're seeing in the market. People that do not know what is going on, and at the end of the day, they just give in to whatever the market tells them to. So do not be one of those people, guys. On this channel, I keep you updated with all the day-to-day information, the price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of. I'm also going to be talking more about my crypto portfolio and exactly, specific assets you should be looking into. A lot of people have been talking about altcoins that you should be buying right now, but I haven't been wanting to make a video about that because of exactly what is taking place right now. I dropped a recent video talking about Hash AI and how it exploded. Not Hash AI, that is another great AI coin that I'm invested in. I love Hash AI. Another big hold in my portfolio, but Connex was the project that I made a full video about because it exploded quite significantly, because Alex Becker talked about it and it practically did a 1x, and if you had invested, you could have made some crazy gains. But overall, keeping up with all this information is super important, but also getting into the right assets is what's going to allow you to make crazy gains. And on this channel, I'm going to do all that. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, share the channel with somebody. I'm trying to grow this channel really hard. I shoot day-to-day content every day, but it is a struggle with getting views. But overall, I'm going to keep doing it because I enjoy doing it. I know a few of my audience pretty much gets great value out of it, and we're going to pretty much keep on going on until we get those crazy profits, and then we're going to keep still going on. So overall, guys, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, stay tuned, and overall, let me know if you guys have any questions or suggestions. I drop day-to-day content, so stay tuned, and hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.